At the beginning of May, I made a last-minute decision to go to a 3-day witch camp nestled within the old-growth trees of Vancouver Island. Little did I know that following this calling would set me on a new path of awakening and self-discovery. This is the story of what happens when witches gather in the woods. Witch, 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 witch. When I first arrived, I received a tour of the space. Then I started to set up my camp and met with new and old friends as we all settled in for a magical weekend. The purpose of this time was to welcome the sun as he begins to step into his power and honor the moon for all that she gave us in the dark nights. We had an itinerary jam-packed full of ceremonies, crafts, and creative events that had the potential to inspire us all. So I just got to witch camp and I finished setting up my area, and it's just so nice being with like-minded people who are just as excited for this weekend. So this is a 3-day immersive weekend with no cell service, which is amazing. And we have our own private beach access. Doesn't get much better than this. That first night, we took it easy around the fire, chatting and getting to know one another, and some of us started making our flower crowns for our upcoming Beltane celebration. The first full day morning was filled with intention as we prepared to go on this journey together, surrounded by the magic of the elements. And just in case you're wondering, this was a familiar, friendly event.
I hear the voice of my grandmother's calling me. I hear the voice of my
I pulled a card for the weekend that asked me to embrace my art as my craft, and I set my water elixir out for the full moon eclipse that night. So it's our first full day here at Witch Camp, and we are about to get together and call in the elements for the weekend. We're not casting a circle, we're just calling in the elements and setting our intentions, acknowledging the land, and we've just been getting to know each other, and already just the sense of community is incredible. Just everyone asking, do you have enough food? Do you have enough blankets? You know, asking each other about our interests and our practices and learning from each other. It's so comforting and so inspiring. Tonight is the full moon eclipse, and one of our community members is getting her red cord tonight. A lot of us are corded witches, and so that's going to be really, really special to share. I have my period on the full moon eclipse, and so that's been a little bit challenging for me, but I'm surrounded by a lot of people who are really comforting and have a lot of advice for me. And so, yeah, so we're just about to get into ritual and do a little bit of a sound ceremony. We started with a grounding ceremony where our witch camp creator Genuine called in the elements and our spirit helpers and shifted energy with sound.
Remember each breath that comes out. Let go.
Feel the release.
We were finally ready for the journey ahead. In between our events, we all took turns shopping the Broomstick Boutique, where we could trade magical items, which was such a fun aspect of the whole weekend. I left a pair of my painted candles and a tarot deck. That morning, we had several events on the itinerary, including a talk on the origins and truths of earth-based living and witchcraft.
So the path of witch is about discovering ourselves so that we can be empowered to create better for ourselves. It means accepting personal responsibility for the life I am creating.
After our grounding ceremony this morning, we did a silent druid nature walk, and that was so lovely for me, and I feel like I was able to really go into myself and be introspective with some of the things that I am trying to let go of. We all collected things for the kind of community altar full of nature finds that we have, and I found a rock that represented something that I'm trying to let go of. So wrote release on it and added it to the altar. We also just had a really incredible lecture by Krista, and she is a witch here, and she also teaches professionally, and she was teaching us about the origins of witchcraft and Wicca and paganism and the Wheel of Wishes. I was just talking about you. Oh. That was Krista. I was just talking about her. So yeah, she just had so many amazing things to share, and I'm so grateful for that. And I just bought her book, and I feel like I just found a friend in her. And so yeah, I feel like I'm learning so many things. The community here is just incredible. Everyone is just so nurturing, and I'm learning so much about myself. And like I said, I'm letting go of a lot of things right now. I'm grieving a lot of things right now that I need to let go of. And I feel like I'm really shedding with my womb. I'm really shedding, and it's really painful. It's not just painful in my womb, it's just overall a very painful time. And I feel like I really needed to be surrounded by these people, these witches, this community, these like-minded people. And I'm also just really enjoying hearing about other people's crafts. And so you know, our crafts really are an expression of who we are in that moment. And so it's just really nice to get to know people through their crafts, and I'm just feeling like a rebirth within me.
You have to ask Kelly.
Later in the afternoon, we were really sinking into the experience. We did ecstatic dance and sound and body work that allowed us to safely unfold, and I really felt myself coming out of my shell and dropping my walls.
I am perfect, whole, and complete, just the way I am.
Later, we made Pop-It dolls, which I had never done before. I made one that represented who I was in that moment and where I felt like I was going. This was such a cool way for us to be creative together and chat about magical ingredients and practices and really embrace the community of it all.
Oh, you mean like it was the cord that... Yes.
Afterwards, we all retreated and started to get ready for the red cord ceremony. Many of us put on our ceremonial wear, and I took some time to reflect a bit on my own cording journey. So I'm wearing my red and white cords for the ceremony. I'm just so excited. It's such a sacred rite of passage of self-discovery, and I'm really happy for her and excited to be sharing this with all of these beautiful people. It's truly such a blessing to be able to share a witch's courting ceremony with you all, as this is such a sacred rite of passage and a very pivotal moment in any witch's journey. And then, of course, we celebrated under the full eclipsed moon. So it's the morning of day 2, and I thought I'd give you a little tour of our camp. So this is kind of our hangout section, our no shoes area. This is our broomstick boutique where we can trade items, so it's been so fun. This is our itinerary and Krista's book. Hi. This is the divination and oracle deck area, so you can pick a card and give yourself a reading for the day or whenever you need it. This is my full moon water from last night. And then this is the smoke cleansing area.
And the arbor looks like they just take.
I wanted to mention that last night in the red cord ceremony, all of us women who were on our moon cycles with the full moon needed to sit outside of the red cord ceremony circle, and that's because she is also a sun dancer. The witch being courted is a sun dancer. So with that tradition, the idea is that women who are menstruating are at their most powerful, so we were protecting the circle or guarding it from the outside rather than being in the circle. And so I just thought that was really powerful, and I thought that I would share that because of how my womb has been a teacher for me this weekend and in this setting, and then I brought it up a few times now. Last night I had 2 readings, and I want to share them with you because I think that it's really cool and it really follows my intention for being here and finding this community. So last night, the first reading that I had said that I am ready to up level and seek new knowledge on something, which really resonated with me because I once had my life purpose retrieved by a shaman, and my life purpose was to acquire knowledge about humans and spirituality and share it with the world. And the next reading was an oracle reading, and I asked Spirit, what direction do I need to go in to seek new knowledge? And the card that I got just said like-minded people, and so I thought that was so perfect for this setting and for this weekend. And so I just had to share that because I felt like the end of our first day just really opened me up and expanded me, and then at the end I had that validation and confirmation that I am where I need to be. Also, the sun has shined upon us for our Beltane day. That is where the Beltane pole is going to go. To start this day, we did a silent barefoot walk through the forest before we unleashed our voices. On my walk, I was thinking about how I really felt safe to be myself here, and how it was empowering to be in a space full of different people with different crafts and practices, but similar in our pursuit of healing, empowerment, love, and magic.
I'm Lorraine. I'm a red cord witch.
My name is Charlene, and I'm a witch.
Hi, I'm Johanna, and I'm a rainbow witch.
All right, I'm Jess, and I think I'm a witch. And if not, I just like hanging out with witches.
I'm Genuine, and I'm a witch.
I'm Rebecca, and I'm a witch.
I'm Susan,
I'm Tristan, and I am a witch.
I'm Jenny, and I'm a love bug witch.
I'm Ty, and I'm a witch.
My name is Carol, and I'm possibly a witch.
Hello, I'm Shadalee, and I'm an ominous witch. And this is Witch Camp 2023. I'm very happy to be here. I'm humbled by the experience.
This is the meadow where we're going to do our maypole dance and jump the fire. My heart is really full, and I just feel so grateful for this experience. The sun is really shining on us for our Beltane ritual. This is the flower crown that I made on the first night. These ribbons.
My flower crown. You know what? Jen called me that too.
A forest fairy?
When we were coming up, I did. Oh yeah, the way I petted the mushroom. She's like, you're a forest fairy. I'm a big forest fairy.
And then it was time for our Beltane ceremony, one of my favorite pagan celebrations where we honor the life force energy blooming within nature and being reflected within us. To start, we cast a circle, called in the directions, set our intentions, and did a cone of power, another one of my favorites. Next, we celebrated this pagan fire festival with a traditional jumping of the fire.
Letting go of bad habits!
I'm letting go of self-limiting beliefs.
I feel like when a group jumps the fire, we all get really excited as we cheer each other on while we let go of things that don't serve us and call in what we are desiring. The next part of the Beltane ceremony saw us split into our two groups representing life force energy, one representing the divine masculine and the other the divine feminine, in preparation to dance the maypole. We dolled ourselves up with sparkles, lubricated the hole, and cheered as the masculine set the pole in the hole. And it was at this exact moment that our maypole broke. But we made it all work, and thus we were ready to dance.
He's like, no, I'm gonna have some chips
Okay, I need to put a little decoration there. Who won?
Don't hurry it.
After our maypole dance and a spiral dance, we closed the circle and then we feasted on our community potluck before we honored the sun with a sacred rite of fire.
There you go. What is it, hon?
For our last event of Witch Camp, we did a Hecatian ceremony led by two of my longtime friends and their Hecate coven. I had actually never experienced Hecatian witchcraft before, and it was really so beautiful. We honored the goddess, fire and sun, and the divine within ourselves before doing a lantern procession.
So I got some. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Witch, please!
That's awesome.
And before I knew it, it was time to pack up and say goodbye with one more grounding and closing ceremony, which I didn't end up filming. It's our last morning here at Witch Camp, and we are all just packing up and getting ready to go, and so just wanted to sign off and say how much I enjoyed myself. I just had so much fun chatting with all of these people, learning about their practices, being in a space where my practice is accepted and respected. It just feels really good, and I actually just have so much to say, and so I'm gonna make a follow-up video about what I learned and some of the thoughts that I have. But before I go, I want to show you this spirit doll. This is what I got in the Broomstick Boutique. So this is my little spirit doll. It was made by Jenny, one of the girls here, and I think that is a really cool find and can't wait to bring her home and see what happens. So thank you so much for coming on this Witch Camp journey with me, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.